And in fact, news just coming in, the AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi has now written to the Prime Minister over the Places of Worship Act 1991. Now, Owaisi has tweeted, and I quote, the Supreme Court is hearing a challenge to its constitutionality and has sought the union government's stand. The apex court has held that the act enforced the basic structure of the constitution. The Prime Minister must defend the act as it upholds India's diversity. There is, of course, a lot of debate around this particular act. This is the Places of Worship Act that was passed by the union government in 1991. Essentially, what it talks of is the fact that the religious identity of places as it was in 1947, that is the year of India's independence, must stay the same. That, of course, is barring Ayodhya, which, of course, the Babri Masjid demolition. So barring that particular place of worship, all places of worship that are in India their character must stay the same as per it was in 1947. The Asaduddin Owaisi bringing in that debate again. He's tweeted just now, and he says that the Supreme Court is hearing a challenge to its constitutionality and has sought the union government stand. Let's go across to Anuj. He's reporting from New Delhi on this. Anuj, good morning. Anuj, Asaduddin Owaisi once again wading into this debate over the Places of Worship Act.
Well, exactly. This is Asaduddin Owaisi who is again back onto the debate of this Worship Act, the Places of Worship Act rather, and the latest tweet mentioning PMO is regarding Places of Worship Act 1991. Supreme Court is hearing a challenge to its constitutionality and has sought union government to stand. Supreme Court had held the act enforced basic structure of the constitution. PM must defend the act and act as it upholds India's diversity. So these are the lines which have been taken by Asaduddin Owaisi, and there Asaduddin Owaisi again back in the debate, again raising this issue. Let's see, wait and watch if the Prime Minister's office is going to respond on the same, or the response from any response from the government will be there. But this is
any response from the government will be there. But this is again back, and there are few points which has been mentioned in the letter which has been written to the Prime Minister. But if I'll go through the letter, the third point is mentioning that while deciding the Babri Masjid dispute, the Honorable Supreme Court had stated that by enacting the 1991 Act, the state had enforced its constitutional commitment and operationalized its constitutional obligation to uphold the principle of secularism. So these are the points which has been mentioned by Asaduddin Owaisi in this very letter. The letter has been written to the Prime Minister, whereas he's mentioning that Supreme Court has asked the final decision of the Union Government of India. So this is to see what exactly is going to happen next. But we have earlier also seen the same kind of debate, and now Asaduddin Owaisi is again back debating on the same issue. Yes, back to you.
Yes, absolutely, Anuj. As you're pointing out, of course, Asaduddin Owaisi writing to the Prime Minister over this. But Anuj, this of course is something that is expected to be brought to the fore by many other political leaders, as there are challenges to it now that are being made in various courts.
Oh, well, exactly. First, we need to understand if the matter is sub judice, then this has to be decided by the court. And that is the decision which has been taken by the Supreme Court to intervene. Like they have asked the government to intervene, and what exactly their point of view, what exactly their decision on this particular issue is. But this is going to be the political war of words which we are expecting, as this has been again started by Asaduddin Owaisi. Now we are expecting political ramification of the same is going to be war of words, as we have seen it earlier also, the attacking and the counter-attacking on the same issue. So this is to see what exactly will be the political ramification of the same. But yes, the war of words is expected, and this is going to be again debate. But as I pointed it out earlier also, the matter is sub judice. So this has to be taken by the Supreme Court, and this is going to be the Honorable Court which is going to decide the future course of action, that what exactly is going to happen. But there, Asaduddin Owaisi himself being a lawyer also, understanding the acts and the values of the acts and what had happened in past, mentioning those points in that very letter which has been written to the Prime Minister. This is to see what exactly will be the response, but as the matter is sub judice, the matter remains to be decided by the court only. That's the Epic Court, that's the Supreme Court. Yes.
Right, Anuj, of course, is bringing us the latest on this. Now, this debate, of course, coming back to the fore with the Supreme Court directing the centre, in a sense, to make it stand clear on whether a constitution bench at the Ram Janmabhoomi case had already settled the question of the validity of the Places of Worship Act that was enacted in 1991.
Asaduddin Owaisi is again back with the political debate on the Place of Worship Act. This is to wait and watch what exactly will be the response of Bharatiya Janata Party on the same. Stay tuned. We are reporting live on the story. Time for a short break.